Welcome to Live Music Showcase here on 88.5 WMNF Tampa. I'm your host, Ken Apperson. We are here in studio with Rod Picott. How you doing, man?
I'm doing just fine this morning.
This gentleman is on the road right now. He was a Nashville native for a number of years. You're a Texas native now.
I am, although I don't think they allow you to call yourself a native. I got a long ways to go.
That's fair. You're a Texas immigrant. How's that?
Yes, I am.
They love immigrants over there. That's what I hear. Rod here is here to do one thing, as are all the musicians here on Live Music Showcase. He's here to play some of his exceptional, mesmerizing music. Construction worker turned award-winning musician, songwriter.
Yeah, I won one.
You know what? One is all you need to be an award winner. That's what they say. If you're just joining us right now on the radio, you can join us on the live stream too on Facebook, WMNF's Live Music Showcase, and on YouTube at WMNF Community Radio. Just search on either of those platforms and you will find us. And, you know, before we jump into the music, you know, it's been a heck of a week for a lot of people out there, a lot of big emotions. And I just want to say, in light of the fact that this station is a nonpartisan, non-side choosing thing, it's 501c3, so we're required to be that way. All I'll say is that equality and compassion will always have a place on this show. And for the guests, for the people that listen to it, for the people that support it, for the volunteers that make it what it is, and for years to come, whether I'm here or not, I know that WMNF's legacy is all about equality and compassion and diversity, and it will always have a home here, no matter what. You can count on it. So thank you to our listeners who continue to listen and continue to support us, and through all the different kinds of times. So we're in a time right now. Anyway, Rod, what's your first song called?
It's called The Next Man in Line. Let's see. Old dog sleeping on a Goodwill sofa. One wears plaid on plaid. You couldn't wake him with a Louisville slugger. And a leak of blood is a tripwire mine. How does it feel to be the next man in line? Peep-toads calling in the cool night air, catching fireflies with a girl so fair. And in one shy kiss, it just disappeared into that long parade of now your knuckles are hard and your limbs are slow. In the rearview mirror is the devil you know. Each beat of your heart is counting down. How does it feel to be the next man in line? Peep-toads calling in the cool night air, catching fireflies with a girl so fair. And in one shy kiss, it just disappeared into that long parade of get your share? Did you waste your time? Now the bone is all worn down. How does it feel to be the last man in line? How does it feel to be the last man in line?
Rod Picott, everybody. That's a nice way to start off the episode, I think. It's nice.
A little bit of energy.
Yeah, nice driving rhythm.
Yeah.
I could put that song on in my, 65 Mustang and put the top down and drive for about 15 miles because it only has 1 gallon. And that's as much as I could afford to put into it after all the work I'd put onto it. No, I mean, that's spectacular. What's the next one called?
It's called Mona Lisa. It's a real small song. It's self-explanatory. I am standing neath the street light, and I'm waiting here for you. You got a street light of your own somewhere, and you're waiting for me too. I have dust I should be shaking from the shoulders of this shirt, but I've been hiding in the basement, too chicken I might get hurt. And you're not the Mona Lisa, no, I'm not your James Dean. You're not a painting from a master, and I'm no hero from a movie scene, but I am waiting here for you. Are you waiting somewhere for me too? I have traveled back roads, keeping my head low for the fear of holding someone who will let me go. And I am tired, and my engine is all torn down. I am lying in pieces all over Shantytown. And you're not the Mona Lisa, no, I'm not your James Dean. Not a painting from a master, and I'm no hero from a movie scene, but I am waiting here for you. Are you waiting somewhere for me too? Someone will come someday, ain't no telling when. Find all the parts of me and put me back together again. But I am waiting here for you. Are you waiting somewhere for me too? I'm waiting here for you. Are you waiting somewhere for me too?
Well, we're doing finger picking now. I love that.
Yeah, I'm not a great finger picker, but I'm a comfortable finger picker. I only do one thing. But
Well, yeah, the alternating thumb,
That's it.
not to get, this is me standing on the cusp of going into like music nerd brain, because that's where my head is too. But I always found something so calming about that style of finger picking,
yeah, it's lovely. I mean, this is for the music nerds out there. I actually do a kind of, I'm supposed to be doing Travis picking is what it kind of sort of sounds like what I'm doing, but it's really not
Almost,
Travis picking.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's because I've got the beat on the wrong. I've got the accent on the wrong beat. So instead of I'm going. It's on the 1 and 3 instead of the 2 and 4, which is I learned wrong.
Well, you're not alone. Fun fact out there for the listeners: if you like the band Kansas, "Dust in the Wind" has exactly the same fingerpicking pattern.
Oh, it does. I never noticed that.
Yeah.
That's probably. Yeah,
yep.
Right.
Pretty much. Yep. That's exactly right. So Rod is no slouch when it comes to, we'll say, getting your name in press. I mean, you sent me this great list. Rolling Stone, Houston Chronicle, Boston Globe, American Songwriter, Mary Guthrie, Slade Cleaves. I mean, and you've worked with Slade Cleaves too. I know Miss Julie, our volunteer coordinator here at the station, was like, "Oh, I love him. He's so great. Ask him about Slade Cleaves." And so, what about Slade Cleaves?
We grew up together. We grew up in a little town called South Berwick, Maine, and we've been friends since we were 8 years old or something. We met on the school bus. I was the new kid in town, and we met on the school bus, and we became fast friends. I think we kind of recognized each other as the two sort of, singer-songwriter types that were on the school bus.
A little different.
It was a little rough. It was a little rough, Rural Maine was a little rough at that point.
Ah, yeah. I mean, boy, the folks that are not, when you're kids, kids can be mean to the songwriters. I hope that wasn't your experience. Was that your experience when you were a kid?
I was a fairly tough kid, to be honest.
Gotcha.
But not, certainly not. I wasn't considered one of the tough guys, but I could take care of myself. Slade was a little bit lighter. So yeah, Slade got some stuff, but he also I remember Slade got protected by the tougher kids, some of the tougher kids too, which was an odd thing, because Slade was a complete nerd, and with the black horn rim glasses, with the roller tape, and his own books, that he'd bring to school.
Yeah.
We were friends when we were kids, and we started writing together when we were about 25, and we've written 25 or 26 songs over the years together, including some of his bigger songs, and that's been great. It's been a blessing. Yeah. I
love that. I love it. What's your next song called? What's it about?
This is a song that I wrote with Fred Eaglesmith called "Getting to Me," and this was a fun co-write. This is one of the funner co-writes that I did. I didn't know Fred at all, and he walked in. People who listen to WMNF will know Fred Eaglesmith, and he walked into the house and he looked around the house and he saw it was all guitars and notepads and recording stuff, and everything was to just do with music. Like there wasn't anything to actually have a life, it was all music stuff. And he just looked around and he looked at me and he said, "You're going to be all right. I think you're going to be all right." I gotta take these off. I'll get in a little. Midnight, baby, tossing and a turning. My heart's on fire. House is burning. It's 1,000 degrees. You're getting to me. Stereo sirens, black top breaks. But that's not what's keeping me awake, darling. I can see. You're getting to me. There's something out there on the wind. I hear it calling out my name. Throws your shadow across my window screen. You're getting to me. Yeah, you're getting to me. You're getting to me. You're getting to me. Down on the corner, they're closing the bar. The handcuffed heart aches up against the car like you're up against me. Baby, in my dreams, and blue lights flashing on the wall. You don't know how I feel at all. I'm throwing all of my sheets off, but baby, I still can't breathe. You're getting to me. You're getting to me. Yeah, you're getting to me. Shot in the night, the neighbors fight. I can't keep my mind off you. Baby, that ain't right. Oh, you're getting to me. Yeah. You're getting to me. You're getting to me. Oh, you're getting to me.
Killer. You're getting to me, man. In a good way. It's good stuff.
Thank you, Ken.
Rod Picott here on Live Music Showcase. If you're just joining us, you can watch the show as well as listen to it. If you want to watch it, you can watch it. Live streaming happening right now on YouTube. Just search WMNF Community Radio and you will find our live stream right now as it's happening. Tell me about Chris Christopherson.
Oh yeah, that was a funny story. To be honest, completely honest with you, I don't even know how this happened, but I got an invite to XM Sirius had an interview with Chris, and they brought him in, and I think he had a new album out at the time, and this was probably 2016, 2017, something like that, and Jeremy Tepper from Outlaw from Sirius XM invited me over to be a part of this group of people. Like it was like Kelly Willis and a couple of country people, and this sort of diverse group of 15 or so people to sing behind Chris, and to it was amazing. And let's see, what did we do? Why Me Lord? Yeah, that's what we did, and it was an amazing experience. You know, I mean, Chris didn't know me from Adam, but he was so polite, and later I got to run the backstage for him at a show at the Ryman Auditorium, because somebody got sick, and somebody just sort of enlisted me. I had a friend there who said, we need you to help with Chris backstage. And he was such a charming man, you know, and impossibly handsome. Like he looks exactly like you think he would look when you're in his presence. When you were in his presence, it was like, wow, that's Chris Christopherson. It's nobody else. And he was just very charming and very, very sweet to all the people that wanted to come backstage. I could see that he was getting tired, you know. He kept peeking his head out from backstage and sort of looking at me and going, how many more? You know, it's like 5,
Sure.
4, 3,
Yeah.
2, 1. Yeah. And finally he stuck his head out and said, are we done? I said, you're done. You're free. He said, good. I couldn't take another one. But he was real sweet to everybody, you know.
Well, that's something. That's pretty cool, man. That's got to be one of the perks of living in Nashville, right?
Yeah. I mean, I've had a lot of little pieces of good luck that, you know, hadn't really had nothing to do with my with my ambition. I mean, I got to open some shows for Alison Krauss and you know, different things like that, and be on the bill with people that are, you know, I don't belong on the bill with. And it's just part of being in Nashville. Yeah, those things come across you, and you get swept up in things, and sometimes, you know, you have friends that are involved in things, and you get dragged in, and it's fun. It was a fun town, but I'm ready to be gone.
I was just gonna say I'm dying to hear the reasoning for leaving and going to, what is it, Wimberley, Texas.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that, but let's hear the next song first.
Okay,
What's
this is a
next
song wrote with a guy named Brian Koppelman. It's called "The Puncher's Chance." Some guys have the first round to get the job done. Some guys are fast, but they feint and run. I've been caught with life's hard left. It rattled my cage. Strength is the last thing you lose with age. the underdog and never the champ. Busted and broken, a beat-up tramp. Smart money's on the guy who can jab and dance. But the long shot's gonna pay off, darling. I got a puncher's chance. My legs went soft, babe, when you worked my eyes, but I kept my mind on that prize. I've had a few rounds, maybe more than my share. You've had your own fights, but we're still standing here. Always the underdog and never the champ. Busted and broken, a beat-up tramp. Smart money's on the guy who can jab and dance, but the long shot's gonna pay off, darling. I got a puncher's chance. I'm not light on my feet, I'm no butterfly. I can't sting like a bee, and I fall hard as the heavyweights do. You barely touch me, girl. But look how hard I fell for you. So lay your money down on a heart beating strong. Forget the short game, we're gonna play long. If you are willing to go the distance with me, I'll be in your corner, whatever may be. Always the underdog and never the champ. Busted and broken, a beat-up tramp. Smart money's on the guy who can jab and dance, but the long shot's gonna pay off, darling. I got a puncher's chance. Yes, I got a puncher's chance. Oh, I got a puncher's chance.
Puncher's Chance, Rod Picott here on Live Music Showcase. I mean, that's all we all want, right? We just want a puncher's chance.
Yeah, puncher's chance. It's a
much.
it's an old boxing term. And actually, Brian sent me that title. He sent it to me in an email, and he said, "I think you could write a song about this. You're the perfect guy to write the song." And I took it and I thought, "Oh, okay, this is good. Some boxing in my family history." And I thought, "Okay, this is perfect." Wrote a song, sent it back to him. He said, "Oh, I think it would be work better as a metaphor, if it was a metaphor."
Oh, you made it very literal.
Yeah. Made it way too literal.
Yeah, music, sometimes music works when it's really literal. Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, okay. Well, what was the original version like? You don't have to go into the whole thing, but like give me an example of one of the lyrics.
It was a straight up like folk song about a boxer. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
And he was right. Sometimes your instincts take you in the wrong direction, and just somebody saying something like that, make it a metaphor.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he had to say, and then we got this version, and so that's basically the way I played it. Is the way I wrote it, and he fixed a few things and made it better, and there we go.
I think that and correct me if I'm wrong, anyone out there, because I'm not a person who claims to watch a lot of sports in any capacity, but I think that the most alluring aspect of boxing is the romanticism of it. You know, the fact that like you've got these two people pitted against each other in one of the most primal forms of competition there is out there that's still legal. And, you know, typically speaking, one of them is favored more than the other. And you always end up with this, like, you know, very powerful person versus like some version of an underdog, or, you know, even if they're not an underdog, maybe they are coming off of an injury, or, you know, there's something in the world that's pitted against them to lose despite their great, you know, prowess as a fighter. And I think we can all relate to that, or want to all relate to that in some capacity.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I said, there's boxing in my family. My great uncle was a professional heavyweight boxer, and
wow.
My uncle, my father's brother, was a turned professional. I think he was a welterweight, and I went to his first couple matches, and he didn't fight long as a pro, but he was very, very good, and Golden Gloves champ of New Hampshire, and you know, which is not like being Golden Gloves champ of California, but
hey,
it's yeah, he could fight.
You got to knock a few people out to get Golden Gloves anywhere, I think.
Yeah, it was an interesting part of my life, and I look at boxing with a kind of a different vision now. You know, when I was a kid, I just saw it very simply, and of course, you know, as I become an adult, it's you know, there's all the injuries and the, you know, how much these guys give up to do that sport. It's and you know, I hate to say it, but there's even some strange romance in that part of it. You know,
absolutely.
It's a movie. You know, it's a film. It's and you're right. It is the most primal form of sport. I mean, combat. It's that's it. That's where it started. You know, some guy wanted another guy's meal. Yeah. There you go.
A big club.
Yep.
And a small brain. No. All right. So let's keep moving. You have such a nice like selection of songs for us today. I don't want to talk over them. What's the next song that you have?
This is a song called "That's Where My Baby Lives," and I don't know if my voice is ready for this, but I'm going to try it. It's kind of, I love, there's sort of, are you know, familiar with the Stax Volt stuff, you know, all that Otis Redding stuff? And
oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, there's a particular kind of songwriting that sort of came out of that era with these sort of arpeggiated chords, and that's sort of what I was trying to do with this one. I just love that stuff. So this goes like this. Bare light bulbs and coffee stains, paper cups on TV trays, cracked yellow paint and muddy prints. That's where my baby lives. Broken clock and a rusted chain. Ain't no picture in the picture frame, but all the love a little broken heart can give, that's where my baby lives. All the love a little broken heart can give, that's where my baby lives. Ain't no dishes where the dishes go, and there ain't no silver down in the drawer. But that ain't what I came for. where my baby lives. All the love a little broken heart can give, that's where my baby lives. All the love a little broken heart can give, that's where my baby lives. Something like that.
Something like that. Yeah, something like that. I mean, that was that's beautiful.
Thank you.
It has kind of a lullaby quality to it. You know?
It does, yeah. It's meant to be. Yeah, it's meant to be really quiet, and yeah. I mean, I explained what I was trying to do. It's kind of like, these arms of mine.
Yeah, it has that kind of feel, like
These
Sweet Baby
arms of
James.
mine. It's that. Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it. If you're just joining us, this is Live Music Showcase. We are here in studio with Rod Picott here. Now, you have a show. You're not from these parts, obviously. You're on the road.
I am on the road. Yeah.
Yeah, you're here in town for a show.
Yeah, I've got a show tonight in St. Pete at the Craftsman House.
Yeah.
I've got a show tomorrow in Sarasota at it just jumped out of my head.
At your website is where we can find
Fogartyville. I got it.
Fogartyville
Community Arts Center. Yep.
Cool.
In Sarasota, and then there's a private show here in Tampa on Sunday, and there's an RSVP on my website. If you go to my website, you can get information about that.
And what's your website?
It's rodpicott.com.
PICOTT.
Yeah,
right?
RODPICOTT.com.
Nice, yeah, and we'll put that in the comments for the live stream here when I have a second to do it. We'll put the link for all those shows in there, or just your website. But it's probably the easiest way to do it.
Thank you.
That way we can drive that traffic to you. Speaking of interacting with the show right now, this is your chance as the listener right now to join in on the fun. This is the AMA, Ask Musicians Anything segment of the show. It's the part where you have a chance to have a voice on the show. You can call into the studio, 813-239-9663, and our board op, Charlie, will take your calls, your comments, your questions. He'll write them all down, type them all up. He'll send them over to me here in the music studio, and I will read them on air right here to Rod. Questions, comments for him, for me, for the station, for the studio, for our incredible video team, for our incredible audio team, whatever you want to do, just make it weird. That's the only rule. We have a rule with the AMA. You have to make it weird. Otherwise, Charlie will ridicule you and hang up on you aggressively. I'm just kidding. He won't do that. He's a super nice guy. But call in 813-239-9663 with any comments or questions that you have for the AMA segment, and we'll jump in on them at the end of the show. Or if you're watching the live stream right now, which I can see there are a few people doing so, you can just leave a comment, and I'll literally read them live as they come up, as long as I'm not interrupting.
I love this.
A beautiful song.
This is great.
Little interactivity, you know? Yeah. We do have one from Dan who just simply says, "Sounds great." So
thank you, Dan.
That's good news. As long as the audio feed works on the live stream, All right. So let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it going. What's your next song?
This is a song called Milkweed, and a little folky thing. Again, self-explanatory. This is, and then I go ahead and explain it.
Milkweed needs some explaining.
Yeah, I was trying to write a song for my dad. I've had a really interesting relationship with my dad, and over the years, and I was trying to write a song. This is an unusual thing to do, and you're a songwriter, so you'll know what I'm talking about. I was trying to put myself ahead in time and try to feel like what am I going to feel like when this happens. So that's all you need to know. Same old wood stove, nails in jars, 2x4s and cans of paint. His belt is cracked, a couple extra holes, with a leather punch from the inside tools. Underneath the sink with the kiwi shine, black for black and red Never said much and he never wrote. Never fixed the coffee cup he kept that he broke. They put him in the only suit he ever owned and combed his hair like he never did. Who's gonna cut the milkweed now that he's gone? Who's gonna cut the dead trees down? Who's gonna sing that gospel song and get the words all wrong? Creosote on his shoes, creosote on his pants, roof and tar on the porch rail, and roof and tar on his hands. Who's gonna cut the milkweed now that he's gone? Who's gonna cut the dead trees down? And who's gonna sing that gospel song and get the words all wrong? There's a tree snake curl in the milkweed, and the thorns are growing wild. There's a cannon jar filled with gasoline, and a hole somewhere inside, a hole somewhere down inside. Who's gonna cut the milkweed now that he's gone? Who's gonna cut the dead trees down? Who's gonna sing that gospel song and get the words all wrong? Get the words all wrong. Get the words all wrong.
Rod Picott here on Live Music Showcase. Yeah, I'm a fan.
Thanks.
I'm a fan. I don't know how much that means, but I am a fan. And so are a few other people here that are listening and watching. We have one question in the live stream comments right now. Well, we have others, but this one in particular really stood out to me.
Okay.
This is from Marshall, and he says, "How are the donkeys doing?" I don't know what that means.
This is an inside question.
Is that a quote?
Thanks for keeping it weird, Marshall.
There we go.
I've got my girlfriend and I have a couple of donkeys named Pepper and Molly, and they're doing just fine. The donkeys are fine. They're real characters, and I feed them most mornings, and Ashley feeds them at night, and they're just fun. Who doesn't want a donkey?
I know. So now if I didn't envy you before, I do now, because I have a secret fantasy of running away from it all and starting a farm animals
sanctuary. Yeah.
For neglected, abused animals, and donkeys are like way up high on the top of the list.
Especially in Texas. Yeah,
I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure. So what motivated you to get donkeys?
She got them before we were together.
Okay.
Yeah, she's just, she's a real sweetheart, and she's involved in a couple of different animal sanctuaries and donates her time and goes up to Utah to one and spends time there helping the animals. And she just found these two donkeys, and they're just wonderful. They're just such characters, and they have big personalities. And she fell in love with them and fought the homeowners association and fenced her land in and brought the donkeys home.
Nice. Everybody brings some kind of baggage into a relationship. It's pretty rare that someone brings in baggage that can carry the baggage, which is that's pretty impressive. I like that. I know that's more of a mule. It's a donkey joke. I'm trying to. Okay, we do have one other comment in there, and I'm curious too. Frankly, that's the only reason why I'm bringing it up. Band and friend of the show, Ajava, made a comment. They said amazing songwriting, and they asked, "Is that a J45? Sounds super warm."
It is a J45. Wow, good ear.
Bingo. Well done. That's got to be Reed or Michael from the band Java. They're good friends of the show. J45. Yeah, that's like the quintessential Americana guitar in terms of sound. Yeah. That's the one you hear in all the movie soundtracks. You know, if it's a movie about bootlegging, you know, the intro is always like, me and my brother, and then you have a J45 playing in the background of that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's you know, it's the Hank Williams guitar. It's you know, the Springsteen guitar.
Absolutely.
It's the only guitar that does this. Check this out, everybody, just for 1 second.
Yeah.
It's the only guitar that really does that.
Truly.
You know what I'm saying?
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
You know, to the folks out there, they're like, it's just a guitar. Any guitar can do that. Yes, it can do that, but it's not going to sound like that.
No.
It's just not going to, there's nothing you can, man. Okay, anyway, moving on. Let's keep it the music. Let's get back to the music. I'm sure we have more people that are joining in on the fun with the, we have some other people that have already sent in questions and comments about the,
cool.
You know, your music and who you are. I've got one loaded up here for the end of the show. So,
okay.
But let's dive into another song.
All right, I'll do one of these songs that's perfect for the J45. Ankle boots, clip on tie. You're going to church and don't ask why. Mama's mad and blowing smoke. Walk through the kitchen, you could choke. Face against the window screen. They're drinking beer and talking mean. Uncle Fred and Uncle John throw the cans across the lawn. Work shirts and turpentine. There's things you keep and things you leave behind. Funeral parlor, parking lot. Look in the window, don't get caught. Walk to school, walk back home, and cross your fingers, nobody's home. Flooded cellar when it rains, and when it snows, tire chains. Lightning flash, antennas down, ain't no picture, ain't no sound. Work shirts and turpentine. There's things you keep, things you leave behind. New used car, a Chevrolet, a rivet gun, primer gray. Turn it over, listen hard. Dump the oil out in the backyard. Work shirts and turpentine. There's things you keep, things you leave behind. A broken frame, a worried mind. There's things you keep,
singing to my soul right now, man. Work shirts and turpentine, things you keep and things you leave behind. Rod Picott here on Live Music Showcase. We have just a few more minutes left in the show. This is usually around the time in the show where we do the AMA stuff, and we do have a few. We have a few. I'll get to the comments here. We have a new comment here from Eric. Eric's I would say a good friend of the show and fan of the show. Watches the live stream frequently. Thanks for watching, Eric. Appreciate you. He says, excellent. The words that Mr. Rod is singing appear as captions or lyrics. I think people that are deaf or hard of hearing would love to hear this. Good news for you. Not during the live stream. They don't do that during the live stream. But after the live stream ends, this video actually gets reposted as a normal video, and it does generate captions. So anyone watching or listening, you can do that. Oh, apparently it actually does do it live. Oh, I take it back. It does do it live. That's awesome. This is me having no idea how technology works. Welcome to my life. That's awesome. That's good to know. So yeah, actually it does. You turn your volume all the way down. I think you have to enable captions on your own side of things on your phone, but I know we have them enabled on our side, so that's pretty cool. And then let's see, we did have that one question that I really wanted to get to, just making sure. Let's see, Brother Bill from Largo wants to know the line of construction that you were in before you were a musician.
I was a drywall finisher and hanger.
Ooh.
I was.
So you were still an artist. You have to be something of an artist to do drywall right, as I understand it.
I mean, it's a thing that it's a skill that you can learn, but some people take to it very quick. I took to it very, very quick, and I don't have no idea why. It was just easy for me, Other parts of the trades weren't easy, but for whatever reason, drywall finishing just came quick. I worked for small construction companies, small drywall companies. Up in Maine, around New England, out in Colorado, and then in Nashville when I first moved to Nashville and was trying to get my music career together. And
the drywaller hours are kind of the opposite to the musician hours. So they don't tend they don't tend to run into each other or cause problems for each other, except for the fact that you're just not going to be sleeping.
This is true, and I didn't. I spent about 3 years not sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would work from whatever it was, 7 to 4, get home at 5, lock myself in the room for a couple hours and write, and then I would go out and hit the open mics, and come home at midnight and be up at 5.
Yep.
And at work at 7, over and over again.
The creative mind, it actually flourishes from a state of exhaustion.
Yeah, it can.
It doesn't necessarily make a lot of sense in the tired state of mind, but it does get the juices flowing.
It can. I mean, I call it, you get ideas. I mean, you're a songwriter, so you get ideas in these really strange times. I call it like when you're occupying your monkey brain, when you're doing something sort of automatic, like doing the dishes or driving or, doing something where your body is occupied with something that you don't really have to think about. Mm-hmm. And it frees up this kind of space in your mind. And, I've got a lot of, notepads that you can tell were wet from my dishwashing hands. And, I've got songs on drywall tape from back when I was.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that great?
I do. Yeah. My thing when I was a teenager was Post-it notes.
Oh, right.
And I would cover the wall of a bedroom, living with my family, very young teenager. I would cover the wall of my bedroom with Post-it notes. And at a certain point, the parental units would come in and say, You got to do something with these because this is starting to look like a Unabomber room or something. We don't know how to think about this. There's some strange stuff written on here. I'm like, it's all just songs. It's just songs. They're like, well, then let's hear them, because nothing ever got finished.
Right.
You never finished the songs. Anyway, all right. So we have a few minutes left in the show. Credit where credit is due. And don't go anywhere because even if the radio broadcast gets cut off, we usually take out the show with a song.
Sure.
If it gets cut off, you can actually listen to and watch the entirety of that song and whatever else goes on after that song in the live stream, because we don't cut off the live stream. We do that as long as we want to.
Gotcha.
So WMNF Community Radio, WMNF Community on YouTube, and WMNF's Live Music Showcase on Facebook to find the live stream. We do have people hanging out in there right now. If you're hanging out in there right now, say hi, say thanks to Mr. Rod Picott for entertaining us all for this past hour. Much appreciated. But like I said, credit where credit is due. This show takes an entire team of dedicated, passionate people behind the scenes to make sure that it looks and sounds as good as it does. Sound mixer Mark Perfetti, audio assistant Pam Robinson, video director Ed Lehman. Our camera operators are Lisa Reuter, Charles Holsopple, and Marcy Connors. Our board op is Charlie Cushing. I'm your host, Ken Apperson. We are Live Music Showcase here every Friday at 2 p.m. after the news headlines. And if you're listening on the terrestrial radio or at WMNF.org, don't go anywhere, because the Rhythm Revival with Reverend Billy C. Words is coming up in just a few moments right after our show. It's a great show. You're not going to want to miss it. I think we might be able to get into 2 songs. We'll see.
Sure.
If we can't, we can't, but we'll try.
Okay.
What's this next one called? Set it up for us. What's it called?
It's called This World is a Dangerous Place. Perfect song for this week.
Oh my God. Yes, absolutely.
Fire road. Dogs in the distance, a lie your baby told. This world is a dangerous place. This world is a dangerous place. A bottle on the floor, gasoline in the air, a sundress torn and tattered, a long forgotten prayer. And if you walk out on the high wire, you could fall and go spinning through the darkness. You might never land at all. This world is a dangerous place. 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 In a motel room, she lit a cigarette, and I watched her smoke it to the end. Outside, rain was falling, like the rain might never get to fall again. This world is a dangerous place.
Rod Picott here. I love it. That was perfect. That's perfect. I love it. So I think we will be able to get to one more song, but if you're listening right now on the terrestrial radio on 88.5 FM or at WMNF.org, you're not going to hear it. You're not going to hear it because it's going to be time for Reverend Billy C. Wirtz and the Rhythm Revival. But you can go over to the live stream right now on Facebook or on YouTube. On Facebook, search WMNF's Live Music Showcase. On YouTube, go to WMNF Community Radio, and you will find the live stream that's happening right now. You want to take us out with one more?
Yeah, sure. It's a song called Digging Ditches about the town I grew up in.
All right.
Where I'm from, torn shirts and rust, Bondo on the quarter panel, nothing gets tossed. You keep it all, make it work again. Ain't nothing gets broken that you can't mend. Flies on the window, beer in his hand. Mama's doing dishes quiet as she can. Be careful when you walk by stage just out of reach. There's a lesson you've learned, but he still likes to teach. We're decorated with scars and stitches. Guys like me digging ditches. Blacked up to your wheel wells rot, traded in for another at the used car lot. Hanging that sheet rock 12 by 4s. The other man gets his, you gotta get yours. We're decorated with scars and stitches. Guys like me digging ditches. That's how you know you're done. Gotta punish what you're not. Where I come from, we're decorated with scars and stitches. Guys like me digging ditches. We're decorated with scars and stitches. Guys like me digging ditches.
Rod Picott here on Live Music Showcase. I love it. I'm a big fan. Roger says loving it. And then the listener comment, this is Shelly and Doug. Can't wait to see you at Fogartyville this weekend.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, there you go. You have fans that are listening. I love it. All right. So, Rod, thank you for making time for us today.
Oh, thanks for having me, Ken. I appreciate it very much.
It was a pleasure. I hope you come back next time you're in town.
Will do.
If you make it back down to Florida anytime soon. And to those of you out there who are listening, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And whether you're learning how to hang sheetrock or you're learning how to play guitar, go practice. We'll see you next week.